I've been watching him my whole life. For him to win another one yesterday in the fashion that he won, it was pretty cool. It's very inspiring for a guy like myself. But two different sports, two different positions. You know, I don't know how long I'm gonna play the game. You know, I don't know how much more I'll be able to give to the game. But you know, the way I feel right now, we'll see what happens. But I have no timetable on it. You know, I have no year of, you know, the game will let me know when it's time, and you know, and we'll figure it out then.
Well, it certainly isn't the time because he's still playing at an MVP level. Big Perk is in the building on your screens. How we doing, Kendrick Perkins? Always good to see you, sir. I will get to you in just a moment.
Good morning.
Good to see
you. Good morning to you, Molly. Max.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Max,
Perk.
You know what it is. Oh, my goodness. All
He's
right, guys.
Scowling.
So Tom Brady's already eclipsed
a little bit.
20 years. He's focused. He's ready to take you on and take you down. That's a matter of fact. Tom Brady's already played 20 years in the NFL. LeBron's approaching it. I think he's at year 18. Max, what would LeBron have to do? We're always talking about LeBron and MJ. What does LeBron have to do to catch Tom Brady?
Yeah, before you can catch MJ, who's number one in any sport all time, catch Tom Brady. Right. Has he caught Tom Brady already or no? Because Tom Brady doesn't have a Michael Jordan in football that he had to pass by. I thought Tom Brady passed Joe Montana years ago. Like when he got to 5, he passed Joe Montana. Even when they were tied, I thought maybe Brady's got him. And so there's no, and Montana was the greatest ever in my opinion, but not Michael Jordan. So it's a you know, a harder thing to be considered the GOAT in basketball than it is in football, simply because there was never a Michael Jordan of football. The sport doesn't lend itself to one guy dominating that way, which is why what Brady's doing is so remarkable. I think LeBron has to have a flurry of winning, like a concentrated era of winning at the very end of his career, because that's really why Brady put so much distance between himself and the rest of football. When I thought he passed Montana, I thought that was as the greatest quarterback ever. But at this point, he's clearly the greatest player ever. And that's because since I made the Cliff prediction, that was 5 years. He's been to 4 Super Bowls and won 3. He'd never done that in his entire career until that point. Never. He played 15 years until that point. He went to 6 Super Bowls and won 4. And then in the next 5 years, he went to 4 and won 3. That's what makes him in a class by himself. Now, LeBron is in a position where he might do that. LeBron is on a team that's a powerhouse, in a market that's attractive to free agents, with a very competently run organization, with another superstar who may be just in his prime now, at his very absolute best now, in Anthony Davis. Yes, LeBron could do it. He got to L.A., he won 1. If he stays in L.A. for 3 or 4 years and does what Brady just did, which he might, then all of a sudden, LeBron is sitting on 7 or 8 chips. And he did it because of this incredible flurry of championships toward the very end of his career. And Perk, let me just say this. Football, many quarterbacks are great still in their late 30s. The reason I predicted the cliff, meaning not a decline, but a sudden fall off, is because Favre and Peyton Manning and others were like, oh my God, at 37, 38. They've never been better. And then all of a sudden they weren't good anymore. But in the NBA, that never happens. Because of the miles you run in the NBA, you don't see 37 and 38-year-old MVPs like you do frequently in the NFL. And so LeBron is much closer to being Brady already in terms of his age and what he's doing than people realize. For him to still be the best player in the game at his age is completely, and given the miles he's run in the NBA already, the minutes he's played, is completely unprecedented. But he's going to have to win some more chips to catch Brady.
Well, first of all, let me start off by saying this. I don't want to disrespect the GOAT of football and Tom Brady, because I believe he's the greatest football player ever. And what he did in this Super Bowl this past weekend, or this past season, going through, Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, just cemented that. But when you talk about comparing him and LeBron James, first of all, basketball and football is apples and oranges to me. Second of all, they have the code. They have the exact same code to the exact same penthouse. They both could get into the same penthouse using the same code. They are sitting at the same dinner table. And when you talk about LeBron James, a guy that had pressure, a guy that had so much on his shoulders since the age of 16, since the age of 18, when he was drafted in 2003, the expectations, the bar that was set. No knock on Tom Brady, but Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. It wasn't no expectations on Tom Brady. He wasn't set up to fail. LeBron James has exceeded expectations. You talk about pressure. And then, Max, when we talk about football and basketball, and I know Big Marcus Spears and Big Dan Orlowski and Ryan Clark and all the football minds may feel some type of way about this, but it's no discredit. Look, it's no discredit to winning a championship in football because it's hard to win a championship in any sport, okay? I'm going to make that clear. But when you talk about football, they have to win a max of 4 games. 4 games. Sometimes 3 when they get a first-round bye. In basketball, you got to win 16 games. 4 games in basketball just get you through the first round. So right there is a separation. And when you talk about another thing for us, LeBron James, when he gets there, him and Brady both then got there 10 times apiece. Yes, Brady then won 7. LeBron James has won 5. So they both, it's not like they both 100%. But when they get there and they both win it, guess what? LeBron James finishes food on his plate, Max. And when I say that, meaning not only when he win it, does he win it, he wins the final MVP every single time that he's won a championship. Tom Brady has left food on his plate because he's won 7, but he's only won 5 of the MVPs, okay?
This is the thing about Brady, though, that's remarkable. I take what you say the other way. And by the way, the football guys say it's harder in football, basketball guys say it's harder in basketball, but I take it the other way. In a one-and-done tournament, you know, the fact that Brady's got 7 rings in one-and-done tournaments in a league that promotes parity unlike any other, because there's a hard cap. The fact that, and he did it with Belichick the whole time, but then he switches teams and they do it right away. And you talked about the gauntlet of quarterbacks he had to run through. To me, that's more impressive. It means with the chips are always on the line, and you always have to come out on top. So Brady has that winner thing about him, the aura, in a different way than LeBron. LeBron had to learn that. LeBron, I don't count 07 with Cleveland. It's amazing he got them there. But in Miami, he had to learn how to do it. Brady had that winner thing where his team always seemed to win from the moment he hit the league. And that's what LeBron's really up against. 5 out of 10 versus 7 out of 10.
Max, how can you say something so crazy when you look at the effect that LeBron James have on the franchise? Before Cleveland got him, they were in the lottery every single year. And then when Cleveland drafted LeBron James, a year or 2 later, they instantly became a contender. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. They go right back into the lottery again. He goes to Miami and helped them win 2 championships. He leaves Miami. Miami never sniffed the Eastern Conference Finals again until just last year when Jimmy Butler in the bubble took over, okay? And then he leaves Cleveland again and goes to L.A., Cleveland, back to rock bottom again, where he goes to more pressure. L.A. with Magic, Kareem, all the all-time greats. I'm going there not to go and ride off into the sunset and do Space Jam 2. No, I'm going there to hang a banner. I'm going to more pressure. It's enough that I didn't have pressure on me my entire life. I'm going to add more pressure and go to the Lakers where they got banners galore all over the arena. I'm going to go there and hang one. Well, what you arguing? You just said that that Brady, it was a separation between winning. And I'm telling you it's not. It's not a separation. What I'm saying is you're mentioning all the things.
You're mentioning all the things that LeBron has done. But I can point to a finals where he didn't play well. And that cost his team.
Max,
Had LeBron just stayed himself in the fourth
Max.
quarter of that Dallas series, they win. But he didn't, and they lost. By the way,
Max,
I know I'm splitting hairs,
Max.
but we're comparing two of the greatest of all time. So hold on, Perk, hold on.
Max.
So this is what I'm saying. Brady's lost 3 out of 10 Super Bowls. 3 out of 10. 2 of them were by the skin of his teeth to Eli Manning, by the skin of his teeth. And one of them also by the skin of his teeth where he threw 500 yards. He does not have any Dallas series on his resume. And when you're splitting hairs among the very greatest of all time, you have to start looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, and you also have to start looking at stuff like LeBron James was facing one of the greatest teams of all times with Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson. We also have to look into that. Go pull up LeBron numbers when he. And you talk about Tom Brady throwing for 500 yards in a loss in the Super Bowl. Go look at LeBron James' finals numbers when he was going against Golden State, especially that first year.
I noticed I didn't bring those up.
Kevin Love and when he lost Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
I agree.
So that counts on the resume too. But all I'm telling you, Max, is that to your point, you said that Tom Brady, he proven that he left
I see what you're
the
saying.
Patriots,
Yeah.
He went to the Bucks and he changed it and he won with a different team. I'm telling you, LeBron James has done the same thing. He's won with Cleveland, he's won with Miami, and he's won with the Lakers. The Lakers hadn't been to the playoffs in 7 or 8 years, almost a decade. He goes there towards the end of his prime and not only gets them to the playoffs,
with AD,
but delivers a title. It don't matter. It don't matter.
With AD, and by the way, it was in the absence. It was all of a sudden Golden State didn't have KD or Steph or Clay. The KD, Steph, and Clay Warriors with Draymond would have beaten LeBron and AD. But that's not really what I'm talking about.
What?
LeBron, twice in his career, entered postseason series, both times in Miami, with a team that should have won but lost, or at least a team on equal footing with the other team and lost. And the difference between football and basketball is the best player in basketball has a greater sway over the outcome of the game than in football. So when they win, they get tons of credit, but when they lose, they also get tons of blame, even more than a quarterback in the NFL. LeBron's teams that he was on in Miami, talent-wise, were right there with Dallas and right there with San Antonio, and they lost both times. So I'm not holding the Golden State stuff against them. I agree with you there. I'm looking at Miami.
Okay, well, Max, I'm just going to leave it at this. At the end of the day, like I said at the start of this segment, that LeBron James and Tom Brady both have the same code to get in the same penthouse, period. It ain't nothing else LeBron need to do to catch up with Tom Brady.
But with Jordan sitting at the head of the table, who's facing him, Brady or LeBron?
It's not. They both eating ribeyes, so they all three eating ribeyes, so it don't even matter, Max. All I'm telling you is that he don't need to do nothing. He don't need to do anything to catch up with Brady.
I don't really eat steak.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.